Hi everyone, I'm Jeremy Reeves, head blender of Cornell and Diehl Pipe Tobacco Company, and I wanted to talk to all of you about our Christmas blend for 2023. The holiday season this year is being recognized by us with a release of corncob pipe and a button nose. We've done a few other releases of this blend in the past, and of course we have a small stable of Christmas blends that we sort of rotate through, doing one each year and then holding off for a few years. But corncob, in times past, we had done as a cube cut mixture, and we decided that a ready rub might be a fun tweak on it. So it still goes through pressing and a little bit of that press fermentation process, but rather than being a cube cut, there's sort of a chunkier ribbon aspect that you get from cutting it as a flake and then rubbing it out afterwards. It burns really nicely. The flavor, I think, is largely unchanged, but I think that the burning ratio is just the slightest bit faster this way, so you may want to adjust your packing from the cube cut method where you could pretty much just gravity fill and it was gonna be good to go. We've never really talked about it before, but all of the Christmas blends that I've had a hand in developing have actually been inspired by stories from my own childhood and memories from my own childhood, and corncob pipe is no exception. Corncob pipe and a button nose was really inspired by an experience that I had every holiday season. There was an older retired couple who had transformed every year for years as I was a kid, had transformed their property into just this fantastical winter wonderland, sort of children's theme park in miniature. They had a full-size toy train that you could ride around on, and the track kind of, went all over their property, which was sizable, and every year they had new animatronics set up and things that had motion sensors and would sing songs and stuff. But what really I remember more than all of that was just the wonderful, cozy feeling of being all bundled up in the winter in New Mexico, with my gloves and everything, and a little cup of hot chocolate. They would, every year they would have like a big carafe like you would see at a church function, just filled with Swiss Miss hot cocoa, probably hundreds of packets of Swiss Miss hot cocoa, the kind with the dehydrated marshmallows inside. And Mrs. Schott would actually sift out all of the dehydrated marshmallows and put them in a bowl off to the side, so you could get your hot cocoa and then you could like spoon in the marshmallows that you wanted. And so that aroma of hot cocoa and marshmallows and just being outside in the cold and this little cup of warmth and comfort is something that I distinctly remember. And so this, like all of my Christmas blends, have been basically blended first with the goal of how do I capture this aroma. And so we actually infuse vodka with marshmallows. This is time consuming, and then it's also time consuming to allow the alcohol to flash off and that flavor to infuse. And then we blend it with real chocolate and with a couple of special ingredients, including a really unique chocolate bitters, just cocktail bitters that we've incorporated into the sauce. And I think that the aroma is immediately engaging as chocolate and hot chocolate and marshmallows. I think that the flavor is just wonderfully melded in with the tobaccos, which were also very, very nice and very high quality on their own. We're using Canadian Bright and Dominican Cigar Black Cavendish, and White Burley from 2014. This blend is special to me not only because of the components themselves, but because of the memories that it immediately harkens back to for me. And so I hope that others of you encounter this and are also drawn back to memories of your own from your childhood, because I find that is just a wonderful place to kind of go back in thought around the holiday season, remembering childhood experiences and then remembering how to recreate those for others who are younger than us. So all of that is to say happy holidays to everyone, and I hope that you ring it in with a nice bowl of corncob pipe and a button nose. Thanks so much, guys. Bye.